Hello everybody and welcome back to MakeShift. Last time we built this honey farm, this iron farm, some beach houses, and fixed our storage. But today I would really like to get concrete. I need lots and lots of concrete for building, and I think everyone on the server probably does, so it'll be a really good idea to sell the stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. So to get started, concrete is going to need a few different things: sand, gravel, and dye. Now, luckily, the sand and gravel stuff is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to copy the cobblestone generator we have from the iron farm. The more difficult part is actually going to be the dyes. Now, I do have a solution around this, which is going to involve a flower forest. Now, if we go ahead and we take a look at the map, this is Spawn Island, and the closest flower forest is either up here or down here. I plan on going to this bigger one. Now, while traveling through the nether will be simple enough, something that won't exactly be as simple is if I forget something and I have to go back and forth from my base to craft stuff and all the way over to the flower forest. So I would like to make a little temporary workshop that I could take with me wherever I go if I make a farm somewhere, that I don't have to go back to home base in order to make a whole bunch of crate components. And I'm thinking I want to keep this workshop thematic. Though I'm gonna need some concrete for it. See, I already need that concrete farm set up. So I'm thinking I want my little mini workshop to be a giant bee. I said I wanted it to be thematic, right? So I mean, hopefully this is enough space. The workshop doesn't need to do too much. Should just have all of my basic tasks. And it's pretty tall too, so we could even make it 2-story. I can already tell I'm gonna love this workshop. So we're also going to get some wings on here. Glass trapdoors should do the trick. Now, obviously it has no face. Let's go ahead and fix that. Give it some antennas, and that's looking like a pretty good bee face. And now I'm just gonna do some detailing. All right, I think something like this looks pretty good. So now I need to glue it all together, and we need a cart assembler to put it all together. So now whenever I put a minecart in here and I go ahead and I activate this, I should be able to pick up almost my entire workshop. Go ahead and fix these gluing issues. And now when I do this again, oh yeah, everyone's asking how strong is this? Let's show them this. This is gonna be hilarious. Whoa, Vi has been busy. What in the world? The whole server has been busy. I really hope I'm not showing any spoilers. I should probably check for that, but I mean, pretty big builds. This is supposed to be Spawn Island, by the way, and I can't help but notice I have the smallest everything. Vi, can you hear me? You noticed me. Let me show you what I made here.
Ooh.
I've made a little thing.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, so I'm making concrete today in the episode I'm working on, and I need a bunch of dyes for that, and I was going to go to the flower forest, right? But I don't want to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on the nether roof, back and forth to here if I have to make something, so...
A bee going back and forth to flowers? That doesn't make any sense.
So, well, what I've done is instead I've brought the bee with me.
Oh my god, I love it.
And I'm going to put my little workshop inside this bee.
Wait, a mobile workshop?
Yes.
Yes!
But it's inside a bee, and the entrance is the butt, but that's besides the point.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, this is my workshop. All right, awesome. I want to show you. This looks crazy, dude. I'll leave you to it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I gotta finish this time lapse. I'll see ya
later. So now, obviously, I actually have to make the workshop. So let's go ahead and stock this thing with everything that it needs. So we have 4 fans. I'm gonna want a mechanical press. If I had to guess, I'm gonna want some crushing wheels as well. Now let's get cooking. So I'll figure out power based on wherever I go. I just want the machines in here. So I'll have like the fans like so. Turn these around. And I'll want a mixer. I also am gonna want a mechanical press and a deployer. And then my 2 crushing wheels, which this is probably gonna be a tight squeeze. I'm gonna need to move some things around. Yeah, something like this. In fact, I may even move some more stuff around. Get some Enchained case drives here, connect this guy up, and everything is starting to look connected here. Yeah, I would say this is not too shabby, so now I just have to fix up the outside. And I would say we have our workshop done. It just needs to have a spot for power input, which I'll say can be right over here. So now all that's left is to make sure everything's working and then get moving. So I'm also going to get a rotation speed controller in here. And then I'm just going to keep a lava and water bucket on me at all times. So that way, when I'm here, I can go ahead and just fill those in. And don't tell K7, I'm going to steal some of his lava. So now, let's get this thing moving. So I'm going to pack up all my stuff and we're going to get going. So if I'm correct, we pretty much just need to go this way. And then right about here, I should be able to make another portal. It's going to be a bit jank, but that's okay. We should be able to like this. And on the other side, hopefully, is a flower forest. Nope, is that what I think it is? I think that's the flower forest. So I've gone ahead, I have set up shop over here. I have some water wheels under here, and I cleared out a little bit of land because I have an idea. So obviously we were here for dyes, but my mind has since changed, and I do still want to use this flower forest. Because if we look over at Spawn Island, the flower forest is right here, and my island is going to be right here. I don't constantly want all my farms being loaded on my main base because it'll be laggy. If I have them down in the flower forest, I feel like it would make a lot of sense. I mean, a bee having his industrial district in the flower forest. Now, I want to try and preserve the flower forest theme as much as possible, so I have some ideas. But before any of those ideas come to fruition, we need we need a lot of concrete. Yeah, so we should probably get started on that. Now, I have a specific block palette in mind for our concrete factory, and I think it's also probably going to double, right, as gravel and sand. I want it all to be stored, so this is going to be a pretty large factory, actually, which I'm really excited for. It should take pretty much this entire cleared space, at least, I feel like it should. It might take more. I might have to expand over there. So anyways, I'm gonna need a whole lot of limestone, a lot of white concrete, some diorite, and maybe even some clay. We'll see about that. So, and one really good way of actually getting limestone is through honey. So if I go ahead and I melt down these honey bottles, or actually I can just, oh, hey, look at that. I can just dump them in there. But what I can actually do, if I grab this honey bucket and I also grab, I guess, a lava bucket, I'm going to steal it from here again, we can make a little bit of a, I believe this is the right way to do it. I hope so. We should be able to make a limestone generator. Yes, look at this. So from here, I basically just need to get a system that automatically drills this out for me, and this is going to be a temporary setup for sure. But nonetheless, we need to set something up. So I should be able to make something quite simple, and we're probably gonna end up making a factory for all of this at some point as well. But if I go ahead, I set up my honey like so, and I get my lava, and see, this might not work. Hold on. I'm curious as to how this is going to work specifically. I'm hoping that this will just work. Awesome, and then I should be able to just have 4 drills pointing down, and this can all go to a vault. So let's go ahead and make that vault a little bit bigger. Man, I love this workshop. It works. I do need more lava for over here, though, but that's okay. Awesome. So the vaults are in. I just now have to power this up, and we should have pretty much infinite limestone. I'm going to let this run for like hours. So get some of this going on over here. Possibly get one of these going on, too. And it should be now as simple as just some water wheels. And now, yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah, we're getting limestone. So I should be able to just like leave this running for however long I need. I mean, we're already at over a stack, yeah. So as you guys can see, yeah, this is pretty good. I think that rocks is something I also plan on selling. So yeah, this really is a pretty good deal. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let that run. That limestone should no longer be a problem. Now I need a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's looking like it's a bit of montage time. You should be hearing music. There's something on the ground here. There we go. You should be hearing music. Let's get some stuff done. can see above me, I'm currently building the last part of this, or rather the schematic cannon is, because holy moly, that thing has come in handy because this build is symmetric. The outside also still needs a few more touches, but you know what? We can save that for when we do the rest of this. I just want to start making concrete. I need a break from this. But I would say the build turned out pretty good. It's like I said, it just needs work on the outside like here. I could do a little bit more touching up, a lot of detailing. These didn't get completely copied over, so I gotta do that as well. Go ahead and just turn on night vision and look at this. Yeah, so I thought the yellow would look really good from above. It's very colorful and it will match the flower forest. But before we do anything, you may be wondering where I got these shiny tools from. Let me show you. Hello?
Yo.
This place looks
What's
great. Good? I watched the video of you making this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Anyways, yeah, I'm looking for Silk Touch, and I guess, well, I like to spend money, so, you know, if you want to sell me something, I'm down to buy something.
Yeah, like, you want to over-enchant your pickaxe? You want to do Unbreaking 4? I got you. Just let me know.
Wait, what can you over-enchant? Oh, brother.
Take a look at that.
Whoa! So if I give you all of these, and I want that stuff like enchanted, I don't want knockback or fire aspect on my sword, and I want like
that's garbage.
One fortune pickaxe, one silk touch pickaxe, both shovels silk touch. I think.
Sure.
Do you think all those enchanted? Here's my price. Thoughts?
Is this your way of sliding me a paper with the amount of money on it? Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah.
For 3 diamond blocks. Okay.
Today?
Okay, well, since I just gave you all my diamonds, let me show you where I want it delivered.
Sure.
So, and a few days later, I have a whole bunch of new shiny tools. Oh my gosh, thank you, Vi. I now have, like, this sword one-shots pretty much everything because it has sharpness 6 and also, like, smite bane of other parts on it. It's pretty ridiculous, and yeah, I'm pretty... pretty stoked about this. Anyway, back on to what we were doing. We need power for this factory, and I don't really see myself making any steam engines today, so windmills is going to be the way to go. Obviously, these aren't going to be the fastest thing in the world, but I mean, it should be better than nothing, and I would like to make this spin here. And hopefully 4 of these will be enough to power the entire factory at a decent speed. At some point, we'll have real power over here, and we can speed everything up to the max, but for right now, this is what we have. All right, I ran out of wool on this last one, but there should be, yes, pretty good. So we have 2 8192 stress unit windmills, and then these other 2 are 5,000, so we have a good amount to work with. So I also want the inside of here to not just be a big empty space, as I want to utilize as much of the vertical and horizontal space as possible while making it look nice. So I'm gonna do some quick building, and I'll return shortly. Alrighty, so I have a bit of stuff going on in here. There are now 2 floors in here. I want to save this big space for a lot of storage, because I'm gonna need, as you can see, a good amount of vaults. In fact, I think most of this facility, like all of this, is just going to be storage because I want to store the concrete powder and also the concrete. And as you guys know, there's 16 colors. I mean, maybe I should only store 1 color because we can just dye it like this, but yeah, I mean, I don't see a reason not to. I'll probably have 1 big vault of like just white concrete because that'll probably be the easiest dye to get, or just 1 dye that I'll have automated, and then a very small vault for the rest. I don't know. We'll see. Anywho, though, we need to get started on this. So first thing we're gonna need is a whole bunch of crushing wheels and a cobblestone generator. Gonna have to go back home to get some crushing wheels. And while we're at it, I also need to restock on iron. Home sweet home. I need a lot of crushing wheels. Back to the flower forest. Alrighty, so I think I have enough stuff here going on. I think I just need some tanks, and we should be good to go to actually start making this. You know, I've said that like 3 times now, but I think now is really the time. This has been my life for like a good 30 minutes. Clank, 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 over and over. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I like to get started by building the cobblestone generator, and this is going to be double the size of the one that we built inside of the iron farm. So hopefully it should fit somewhere up here, and it looks like it will. So let's go ahead and see what I need to make this. Oh, that's right. I need a rotation speed controller. Hold on. Awesome. There we go. All right. So now hopefully I think I have everything I need to make this. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Man, I'm really getting addicted to the schematic cannon. So we should now see a almost functional cobblestone farm. We just have to fill this up with water, and we also need to get this into a vault. And I do want this vault to be pretty big, and I probably should have put like a stock ticker on here. Not a stock ticker, but one of those things that tracks how much stuff is in here, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get some vaults in. This looks like it'll do perfectly fine. So as we know, this needs to be going very slow. I found 4 to be a good sweet spot for this. Glue all of this together. All right, so I'm just gonna stick this guy in here, get some casings around here so that cart doesn't go moving around. I have my threshold switch, so I'm gonna have this turn on whenever it's low. We'll go ahead and just stick this right here. I probably want a good amount of stacks in here. Yeah, maxed 1,000 stacks, so we'll have this pretty high. Like, this should be perfectly fine. It's gonna turn on for a long time at first and then turn off at a pretty good point. So this should not be receiving a signal, meaning that this timer is going to keep going. So now, if this had water and lava in it, it should work. Let's go ahead and test it. Looks good, but I am gonna replace this trapdoor with a different block because that is really annoying. Now we should be working just as intended. Perfect. So with a bit of water and then some lava from K-Saw. Oop, I got a chicken head. I should be able to turn this on. So as soon as I get this spinning, we should have a whole lot of cobblestone coming in. Okay, sweet. So let's go ahead and test this out one more time. Hopefully, yep. There it is. We're getting our cobblestone. I might even be able to make this a little bit faster. Yeah, this seems to be a bit faster. Now, there is some cobblestone still spilling out. There we go. Alrighty, so from here, I just need to crush up like a whole bunch of stuff. I'm talking, I want 2 sets of crushing wheels for the gravel and then 2 sets for the sand, but we have to crush the gravel into sand, so there's going to be double for that as well. I'm going to take cobblestone from here. I think I'm going to have it go just across here. I'll have 1 crushing wheel right here, and then I just need a whole bunch more. I'm going to have half the cobblestone be funneled up into a second story, I think, or rather a second level, so it can be crushed into all sand. Yep, just like this, have it going around like so, and then having the same exact setup down here, but with 2 crushing wheels. Perfect, so that should be all the crushing wheels in place. So this should be making sand, and this will be making gravel. So now these just need a vault. Thinking this should do just fine. And then we'll have the exact same setup right up here. So this one should be carrying sand, and this one should be carrying gravel. So now, if I just go ahead and get the splitting correct on this, something like this should do that. And as soon as I get these belts up and running, we should have our sand and gravel automated. Let's go and give this a little test. So everything seems to be running. Let's give this a little test run. And so now I should be making my gravel in this guy and sand in this guy. Perfect. Everything seems to be working. We're getting clay and gravel in a very good amount. I had to fix some stuff with it just a second ago because things were spewing everywhere. As you can see, there's no longer a funnel here, but now I think things are running pretty swell. So this number should be going up and this number should be going up. I just have to get rid of the clay and flint because I don't really care about those. I might keep the clay in a separate vault, but ultimately, yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of that. But we can do that later. Now we can move on to actually making concrete, which is hopefully the easy part. We may not even need this whole factory, which means we can use it for something else. So now we are going to need some sort of dye to make concrete powder that we can then bulk dye into the different colors of things, and we need bone meal for that. And I didn't really fancy designing my own bone meal farm, so I'm going to steal one that someone else made. I'll go ahead and link the video in the description that I stole this from, but I mean, it's public on YouTube, so everyone can make this. So it looks like since this thing is quite large, I'm gonna have to end up, yeah, look at this thing. This thing is massive. Gonna have to end up removing some blocks from the base, or rather not from the base, from the factory. Like the second floor is gonna have to be raised a bit / become non-existent. But I mean, that's not the end of the world. So let's go and see the damage and see what I have to gather for this. I get the feeling it's not gonna be that cheap. Oh yeah, it's pretty pricey. So it looks like this is what I already had ready. So let's go ahead and put that into the thing. And let's see what else we need. Hopefully it's not too much, but I'll be back when I have everything to make this. Alrighty, so if I'm not mistaken, I have the last of everything that I need. I'll go ahead and slide this into here. Oh yeah, and now it just needs the super glue and we're pretty good to go. Oh yeah, the farm is making. I love watching this thing go. So it looks like it finished its job. I think there's a few more things that we have to get rid of here, but I mean, hopefully it isn't that big of a deal. Oh, look at this thing. It's huge. I love it. Alrighty, so I think like 2 hours of troubleshooting later, figured out the problem with this. Yeah, I didn't have this right here. So now the second I do this, I mean, we should be working. I'm gonna turn the farm off and I'm gonna kickstart it again. And again, I did not make this design, so don't don't go to me for help. I don't exactly remember what was on. I think that's on. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Let's see if this works. So this should work. It should go down. That should go across. That should bring stone here. That should bone meal. Oh yeah. This is exactly what I want to see. Now the rates I believe are around 2,000 bone meal per hour, which will be around 4,000 white dye per hour, which will be around 16,000 white concrete powder per hour. Seeing our gravel and sand keep up, but I think those will be fine. I don't think that's going to be the problem at all. We should see this filling up with bone meal pretty slowly, but I mean still at a pretty good rate. And oh man, I am happy to finally get this working. So our bone meal farm is working. It's pretty nice looking actually. I do want to touch it up here in a minute, but for right now, I am gonna leave it and we'll do all the touching up at the end. Now it is time to make concrete powder. And you know, this thing is actually working. Pretty cool. Anyway, so this does have to back up before we can actually use any of the bone meal, but that's okay. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And like I said, it should make around 2,000 an hour, which is pretty good if you ask me. But one other thing we have to do is actually get rid of the flint and clay from here. I would kind of like to keep the clay, but it's not what the farm is for, so we'll eventually make a separate clay farm. So if I go ahead and do that, they all should burn straight into there, and we should start getting more sand. So now I'm going to take bone meal from here, crush it up into white dye, and then mix that. I believe my mixer should be up here. I then need to mix that into white concrete powder. And then we can take this white concrete powder, and from there, we'll just wash it after we store a whole bunch of it. And then from there, we can dye it into all the different other colors of concrete. So I'm just going to grab that straight from here and then bring it up and over. All right, so I'm then going to hook this up to 2 crushing wheels, just like this. So this should do the same thing. It's going to crush the bone meal into the white dye. Oh yeah, and we also have a chance of getting light gray dye, which I mean is fine. So we'll also just store that too, I guess. Gonna get a pretty sizable vault for this stuff. I'm also gonna have a threshold switch on this guy, and that way I can turn off the taking of bone meal from over here, so we can also keep storing bone meal, which is something I should probably store a lot more of in general. So this brass funnel here, I'm gonna have a redstone link on. And then from there, it's just mixing. And then I have to get sand and gravel from over here to downstairs, which I think I'm gonna do with just some chutes. So yep, I'm gonna take these right over here. So we should be able to have the gravel and sand coming in from here, having the mixers on top, connect those up, and then have the white dye come in from somewhere. I guess it's going to have to come in from here. And that should be a working factory. I just now have to get the, the concrete out of there. Alrighty, so I believe I have a belt system set up here that hopefully works. So I'm taking the bone meal from here, crushing that up into white dye, which then gets split up. It should go into both basins because I do want to mix this both at a time. But I mean, if that doesn't happen, that's fine. I don't need to. So just got to bring power down, and it should all just stem from here. It's going to get very tricky. So I'll be back when I have this power sorted out. All right, so now I just have to bring the gravel and sand down. Should be simple enough. Yes, we should see this being filled. Oh, we have a little bit of a problem here. Let's go ahead and fix this. So gravel and sand is now being filled into there, and now I just have to fill with the white dye. So just to test it out, I am actually going to grab some white dye here. So if I were to just simulate this being, or having some items in it, just like so, and then I were to have something like this, we should see this all get taken along. Though I did just realize I'm probably going to need a splitter here. I'll be right back. So I go ahead and I get one of these on here. Should be saying that this is going to get white dye if I did this correctly. Perfect, so you should have white dye in you now, and so should you. So now I just have to turn these mixers on, and we should be good to go. Moment of truth, everyone. Let's go ahead and connect this up. You should be mixing and making, oh yeah. Here it is, our white concrete powder, which is precisely what I want to see. Now, this is something I want a humongous item vault for. For now, this is going to have to do, but I have to get the items from over here, so I am going to have to go underground. No matter, and just like this, oh yeah, we have it going into this vault. Perfect. And just like that, I mean, we should be getting a whole bunch of white concrete powder. We're already up to 2 stacks. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Now, I did fill this up with manual like white dye from my supply, so I mean, it should last a while, and it looks like we're gonna get some light gray concrete powder as well, which again, it doesn't matter because we'll just be dyeing it anyways to something else. So as long as we have concrete powder in general, that's all we really care about. So now we need to dye all of this into the different colors of concrete powder. So I'm going to start by just taking the concrete powder out of here. I'm going to bring this up with some fans and chutes. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a belt going across like this whole line. So like all across here. And I think I'm going to have the fans for coloring everything just right here. These are going to all need power. Maybe move this over 1 block so I have a little bit more room. Have something like this. Ooh, I do need to check and see if I can put dyes, the liquid, right next to each other. It looks like I can. Sweet. So I'm going to get all of my fans in. There should be 15 total. And the reason we don't need 16 is because we're already making white concrete powder. So there's really no need to make any more, though I guess we technically could. Going to bring the belt all the way along here in a second. Going to set the dyes on top of this glass trap door. And this should be all we need for this part. Just have to hold it in here, and then we should be able to get the belt extended along. Go ahead and stop the items from going through there. Except for maybe white concrete is probably going to go through here. And now let's get all of the dyes in there. So I have to be a little careful here. Make sure nothing breaks. But if I get all these dyes like so, I guess it doesn't really matter the order that they're in. I think, yeah, we're looking good. This is all I should have to do for all the different dyes. Awesome, so that should be all of the dyes in there except for white, but we don't need white because we have white concrete powder already being made. And now what I have to do is get smart chutes under here that are filtered for each and every one of the different colors. And those will be going into different item vaults to be stored. So I'm gonna have to power this guy. Perfect. Go ahead and also get you linked up. Awesome. Now I gotta get the fans running. Awesome, it looks like those are all going. So all the fans should be running, yes, and it looks like they should dye whatever is on here. So if I go ahead and I go downstairs, I need to activate this fan now. Hopefully this won't be too difficult. And is this going the right way? No, this is not going the right way. And then I go ahead and do one of these. Should see all of this get taken up here. I hope these are stacks of like 16 and not just one, but they do appear to just be one. So let me go ahead and I need to fix that. Should be able to fix that with just a bigger sized funnel here. So if I do that, that should now be a stack. There we go. And it looks like all of our dyeing is working too now. Hopefully every single color is being hit. It looks like it is, so we should be good on that front. So now I'm gonna get some vaults here for the concrete powder. I'm hoping this will be fine size-wise. We don't need to store too much concrete powder, or at least I don't think we do. So each of these will be filled with its respective powder type. I just now need to go ahead and filter all of this. Awesome, so I believe this white vault here is going to get filled up first, which I mean is fine. That's kind of what I want, because I am going to be using white concrete probably the most. But all the filters are set, so this should be storing all of the concrete powder. Yeah, so now all of these should be filling up with their actual respective color. Awesome. So now all we have to do is wash this to get the actual concrete, because we don't just want the concrete powder. So next, like I said, I want to store a good amount of concrete. Now, where do I want to store it? Not right here, that's for sure, but I do want to store it somewhere. I'm thinking we can store it in a bunch of 2x2 vaults. Yeah, and I think that will look pretty good, just having 2 of these, which I might be able to fit it into the whole wall if I move that up, but I'm not sure how keen I am on doing that because I don't even know if I can route everything to these anyway. But I mean, we'll figure it out. I'm probably going to need more brass funnels with filters. All right, so this is all the vaults I'm going to need. I'm going to, I think, link all these up to like a frog port system. I do have to figure out how this works, or how that works. This is a pretty good opportunity for me to do that, I think. Now I gotta somehow get the concrete to filter into all of these. So I'm gonna get a whole bunch of brass funnels and probably just make a belt system. So before I do any of that, I need to actually wash all this concrete, which should be really easy because I can waterlog depots. So get all the fans in like this. Oh, wait, no, I need this 1 block down. See, I really wish this wasn't like in the face of the entrance, but I mean, there's not much I could do about it. I may switch out the entrance of the factory to be over there, but then I'd have to move this. I don't know. The design was not thought through all the way, but we'll make do. So have the fans all along like this, have the depots just like here. You want to get the glass trap doors all along this as well. So from here, these need to be taken out with a smart chute. I need the specifically fully done concrete. So now with some water, I can now go ahead. Oh, did I miss one? I did miss one. I need to have one more right here. So I'm going to get the chutes down here. We should see the concrete powder get taken onto here. I then need to waterlog all of these. Awesome, all of these are now waterlogged, and I just have to power the fans, which I should be able to do just by doing this, and hopefully it's blowing the right direction. Everything should be working, yes, and we are, look at that. We are making our normal concrete. So all this concrete is just going to go on a big long belt over to here. And then it needs to get access to every single one of these vaults. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it go like completely all around every single one of them. So I have to do a little bit of a fancy thing here. I think I can go ahead and I can do this. Have it come out here. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to have to go through every single one of these ones. And then it has to go up and around to every single one of these 16 vaults. Which is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. We're going to need a lot of chutes, but that's okay. Right, so basically, yeah, it's going to have access to every single one of these. Every single one of these is going to have a filter, and we should be able to just make it go around all the time. So if anything misses its exit, it should have another chance at getting to it. So it's going to go around like this way, then it'll come up, come this way, then it should be able to go up one more time, or two more times, rather. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to set this little line up, and then I'll be back. And now I just got to get all of my filters on here, and we should start filling up with concrete. Oh, except I just realized this entire system I made is probably not going to work because if it overflows, it's going to clog up the whole thing. All right. Oh man, that was a huge waste of time. I got to think of something else. Oh, except maybe not. Some threshold emitters should actually fix this issue. I just have to turn off the chute that takes the concrete from the depots whenever the vault gets full. All right, so I'm going to need a little bit more of these. These are my last pieces of brass. Awesome, so this should be all the special emitters that I need. I need a whole bunch of redstone links. Now I just have to link everything up to smart chutes that are here. So for this, I'm probably gonna need to grab a lot of concrete here to set the filters. All right, so now I'm gonna go and set all the filters on the vaults. Awesome, so all the filters are set. I now just have to make the threshold switches with the redstone links. So if I go ahead and I do this should be off at first. If I go ahead and I set my frequency, which this will be concrete powder, white concrete powder factory, and black concrete, and I set that over here on the black concrete fan, which is, I believe that's black concrete. Yes, the black concrete is right here. So I'll have the smart chute here. I'm going to have the redstone link here on receive. This will go like this and like this. So whenever the black concrete, hold on. This is all wrong. There we go. Now it should only be taking out black concrete. Now I gotta deal with this now, dang it. And I died to my crushing wheels. All right, I think I just got everything working. So yes, there we go. I finally got stuff working. Okay, so this system should work. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. It would seem the only thing we have going is black concrete right now, and I want to keep testing the black concrete, but I'm hoping it should fill up pretty fast. This one up here, yeah. So we will get to around 150 stacks, and then it'll turn on and it will stop getting black concrete from over there, and we should be good to set this up for pretty much every single one, right? So if I wanted to do gray concrete, I gotta grab all the concrete again. And I do the same thing for all of these different vaults. Man, can I not be interrupted for 2 seconds? Okay, there we go. So this one is going to be the white concrete, so I'm gonna do the same thing here. Stacks, we'll do 150. Yep, perfect, just like that. And boom, perfect. So I'm gonna do this with every single vault, and then I'll be back when they are all set up. All right, so all of these filters should be set, and now I just have to put them on these guys over here, and we should start making a whole bunch of concrete. So get all the chutes in here. I'm turning them off temporarily so I can put all the filters on. Sweet. So now I'm hoping as soon as I turn all of these off, which I should now be able to go ahead and do, all of that is going to be taken up into its hopefully correct spot, which it looks like that is what's happening. And now I just got all the redstone links on here. Alrighty, check this out. So everything is going, it looks like it's like backed up. So it's like going as much as it can. At least there's a lot of traffic on this first side. It looks like not so much, blue concrete doesn't seem to be wanting to go into here, and I see why. It's because I accidentally have it going the wrong direction. That would cause a backup, wouldn't it? Oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. So I can finally get rid of all these scaffoldings. So now I've got to figure out the frog link system, which these don't look too difficult to make. So it looks like I'm going to need a stock ticker, a bunch of stock links, package frog ports, and packagers, and also some chain conveyors, and that should be everything I really need. But I'm going to need a lot of packages, so I have a bit of material gathering, a bit of crafting to do, and I'll return shortly. Oh, I fell. Well, if I could get out of here with some frog ports. Let's get this system up and running so I can use all this concrete. Alrighty, so a little bit of crafting later. I think this should be good. I really hope so. So let's go ahead and get this figured out. I'm going to see if it works. Again, I'm not an expert. This is my first time doing this, so you know, let's hope for the best. But if I'm going to go ahead and move the entrance to over here, I think should be a little bit nicer. But if I go ahead, I'm thinking somewhere like right here, and I have my stock ticker, I guess just right here, and I link, right? So all of these should be linked. I go ahead and I do like this, you know, on every single one. And then now I think I have to get a packager. In fact, I may actually have to move these. Yeah, let me go ahead and move these. I think I know how to do this, I think. Like so, and then I go ahead and I get my packagers on top of here with the frog ports like here, and I should be able to name these. So this one will be black concrete. I'm not sure if I need to name them, but you know, we'll see. Oh, wait, no, but before I do that, see, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I actually need a chain conveyor that takes stuff and puts them into here. So here I'm going to have my frog port guy. And then if I have a chain conveyor, which I'm thinking I'm going to put one just maybe like right here. All right, so I have the chain conveyor right here, and I'm going to have another one somewhere, I think up here. Hopefully that all the frogs can reach. Maybe one right here. Have my froggy right here. Oh, yeah. These you want to only send packages. So I just have to connect all of these guys up, slap him in here, and tell me, can I see everything? No. Oh, I believe I figured it out. I need to have these attached to here. Yes, I need to have the stock links connected to the packagers. Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay. So now, if I go ahead and say, can I get a whole bunch of this? Will you worky? No, that didn't work. But the white should work because that one is sending to this address. No, see that didn't work. Oh, did I figure it out? Maybe. I think I did. I think I finally, okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, I figured it out. Okay, so I need to have not this guy named, but I need to have this guy named. Though for whatever reason, yeah, see, I don't really know for why, like, it's all being caught. I don't really know, but it is. So if I requested like one of every kind, they should hopefully all get sent to over here. Don't ask me why. I really don't know, but that does appear to work, and all of our concrete is coming through. So now I have to make everything look nice. I'm going to clean up outside a little bit, and then we'll return. Alrighty, so a little bit of time later, I have done some stuff. As you can see, it looks like we're full on 4 different types of concrete. This system is pretty good. I kind of wish we had more white concrete, but that's okay. I also need to hook up these guys to the system, though I don't super duper know how I'm gonna do that. But I do have to do that, get the concrete powder on the system, because I might want to use that, but it's looking pretty good in here. I know it could be better, but I'm still like kind of getting used to building with the create stuff. I cleaned up outside quite a bit. As you could see, I got rid of all my temporary stuff except for this guy right here and this vault that's full of limestone. So next episode, this area is ready to be worked in even more if we do decide to do more stuff in this area, which we may or may not. I haven't completely decided yet. I have a few things on my to-do list for episode ideas. So, but anyways, that is unfortunately all the time I have for today. So if you guys did enjoy today's episode of MakeShift/Create, please hit the like button down below if you want to see more of me and more Makeshift, more Create. Hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Makeshift. That was like the 3rd time I said Makeshift. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Later.